be T&T. I'm proud to be T&T. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be T&T. So proud to be T&T. I love this place. It's my country. Where we throwing javelin and pelting waste. There's room for every creed and race. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy, all kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drum. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street to go out in mud. And when the iron beat, you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be T&T. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be T&T.
B-Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be T&T.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it Bella Fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new. And especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
You have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around the entire area. You have this huge amount of biodiversity and liveliness of the entire water that surrounds the island. We also do bioluminescent nighttime tours, which are like an escape into the deep, dark secrets of this, glowing phenomenon. It's like this almost cosmic effect. It's just something to be seen.
I know everybody in the village, and everybody know me. That is the nice thing about here.
Tobago is used to the extended family. There was always a grandmother, aunt, uncle. There was always love.
We eat and we drink, we laugh, and everything together.
Tobago, in one word to me, beautiful. Beautiful place to live.
It gives me great pleasure to be in Tobago and do what I do.
The sunsets here are probably bar none some of the nicest I've seen.
I would describe Tobago of one of the clean, serene, and the best place that anyone could come. Be easy, be happy, and have a good time. There is nothing to compare to.
This little dot called Tobago exists, and come visit.
I'm proud to be T&T. I'm proud to be T&T. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be T&T. So proud to be T&T. I love this place. It's my country. Where we throwing javelin and belting waist. There's room for every creed and race. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy all kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drum. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street to go about it mother. When the iron beat you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be T&T. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be T&T.
Be Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be T&T.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it Bella Fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new. And especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
You have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around the entire area. You have this huge amount of biodiversity and liveliness of the entire water that surrounds the island. We also do bioluminescent nighttime tours, which are like an escape into the deep, dark secrets of this, glowing phenomenon. It's like this almost cosmic effect. It's just something to be seen.
I know everybody in the village, and everybody know me. That is the nice thing about here.
Tobago is used to the extended family. There was always a grandmother, aunt, uncle. There was always love.
We eat and we drink, we laugh, and everything together.
Tobago, in one word to me, beautiful. Beautiful place to live.
It gives me great pleasure to be in Tobago and do what I do.
The sunsets here are probably bar none some of the nicest I've seen.
I would describe Tobago of one of the clean, serene, and the best place that anyone could come. Be easy, be happy, and have a good time. There is nothing to compare to.
This little dot called Tobago exists, and come visit.
Good morning and welcome back to the 7th iteration of the Commonwealth Youth Games Trinbago 2023. We are in Shaw Park, Tobago, and this is the third and final day of Rugby Sevens. The teams are warming up and getting ready to play. Trinidad and Tobago, incredibly excited to have hosted this tournament in the Commonwealth Youth Games. Trinidad and Tobago boasts a history of over 100 years of rugby playing on our twin islands, and Tobago has been making incredible contributions to the national program. Later on today, we'll recognize Mr. Alan Granville. He is the first Tobagonian player who represented Trinidad and Tobago on our national team, along with Mr. Wayne Stewart. We have incredible stalwarts from Tobago in rugby. Ms. Lynetta St. Louis, Ms. Sherry-Ann Louis, Ms. Chernell Jack, Mr. Jeffrey Azar, who's the first Tobago RFC president, and our current president, Mr. Nikita Burnett. Coach Anderson Roberts is a coach not only for Tobago RFC, but also a national scout. Tobago has been cheering on Mr. Shane St. Louis today, representing on the under-18 sevens team. There are a number of other players who have made their mark on the Trinidad and Tobago national team, and they are here in various capacities today, many of them volunteering, contributing expertise and knowledge and experience to the running of these games. We have the likes of Mr. Nigel Ballington, Ms. Tennille Duncan, Ms. Kiefa Devines, Ms. Crystal Thomas, Ms. Kendra Burns, Mr. Keyshawn Walker, and of course, as mentioned, Mr. Shane St. Louis, Mr. David Wong, a past president of the TTRU, and his family, Juliet and Matthew Wong, have also been contributing in various capacities to these games. And we want to make sure that a huge thank you is going out, recognition for our members here in Tobago, and of course, everyone that has made their way across from Trinidad. There are so many volunteers who are lending their knowledge and experience to the smooth running of these games. As we prepare to kick off, I want to welcome again the voice with the vibes, Mr. Kelson Figaro.
Tobago offers after this tournament. Please stick around, find your way to the beach, get yourself some sun, sea and sun throughout this event. TNT victorious in one game yesterday against Jamaica. Scotland took home the upset against the favourites South Africa, and they're going to try to steamroll themselves for a gold medal ticket in this one today. Onto the text. Scotland in the familiar blue strips, TNT in the red, white and black, and there's going to be a serious ask for TNT to really try to put something out on this one. Scotland has their eyes on the prize. Gold medal time. If they are victorious here, they'll be one step closer to playing in the final match. Special mention to all. Every game that they play, this international experience are doing tons for the boys, and they're really going to bring it back home.
Don't worry, we'll have it back.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Day 3 of this Youth Commonwealth 2023 Rugby Tournament. Unfortunately, before we begin, we have some heavy news in the fraternity, literally. That a member, Kelvin Guevara, better known as Heavy, unfortunately passed away very recently. He was a member of Falcons, GF United, and Harvard Rugby Club, and he also represented our national team for a number of years. We're just going to ask that we have one moment of silence for a minute in his honor, and we appreciate if you all participate.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. Good luck and have a great day.
That was a moment of silence for former TNT player, former Falcons, Harvard, Royalians player. Scotland pipping South Africa yesterday, 19-17. That was an exciting encounter. Scotland really pulled it out the depths, really showing a bit of class and pedigree. Mitchell was fantastic for Scotland, number 7. Very nippy with his feet, Richie Mitchell. So you're going to see, look out for the nippy number 7 today. We're all about to get started here. Scotland in the blue kits, TNT in the familiar red, white and black kit, kicking from left to right. Match 1, day 3 gets us underway. Nice high kickoff by Scotland. TNT unable to gather it into the hands of Wood, and he pops it out to the wing. Scotland on the attack early in this one. They mean business, and Scotland wants to get themselves on the scorecard early. Looking to spread the pitch out wide if they can. Challenge through the middle. TNT eventually pull him down. Scotland super aggressive in this first couple of minutes. Screaming for the ball as Scotland try to shoot it out wide into the hands of Townshend. He pops it back in, and it's a running of Alderman, and Alderman goes in for Scotland's first.
5 points to Scotland. Try scored. By Hugo Alderson. Of course, we are still in the round robin portion of this tournament. Scotland will be looking to rack up as many points as they can, as will Trinidad and Tobago. Round robin wins, draws, and losses count, but so do the points in any circumstance where the teams are drawn.
Conversion successful. Scotland up 7 points to 0 over TNT. Scotland are going to try to rack the points up to try to make themselves, give themselves a great chance of being in that gold medal match. Super excitement by the players, too excited for the kick, and the referee bring it back for a free kick on the half of TNT.
This early game is always pressure, getting warmed up and into the zone immediately to start the day and to set the bar for the rest of the day.
Aaron Stanley crashing in to the breakdown. The captain Williams looking for support, trying to find the local boy Stanley. St. Louis, eventually taken in by the Scottish defence as the captain Williams shooting the ball. Oh, blindside hit on Aaron Stanley. He was able to keep the ball, and the Scottish read it like a textbook. They are wrapped up in the maul. TNT tried to keep it moving. Scotland won't let it go. Taken in by TNT. Excellent passes of play, but Scotland was resilient in that one.
TNT looking very composed. They've clearly spoken about their game plan on how they're going to execute this match.
Scotland losing the first game of yesterday, 32 points to 5 over Fiji, but then came back with a shocker in the second half of the day's play. 19 points to 17 in the death, winning it for the boys in blue, and they're really going to try to improve on these performances as the day goes by. Nice looping play by the try to score Alderson. He's looking for the room, and it's a big number 11 this time. It's Bernie. Eventually he's wrapped down in the contact. Alderson shoots it back out to Bear. They're looking for the room out wide. If they can use it, overlap for Scotland. He doesn't need the help. Over the try goes Jack Craig, and he is no stranger to the try line. Scotland scoring their second try of this match. 12 points to 0 so far. TNT had some excellent passes to play, not able to breach the Scottish defence, and Scotland back on the counter.
The score right now, 12 points to Scotland, 0 to the home team Trinidad and Tobago.
Short kick of the kickoff. Coach Killer wants to stay on the ascendancy. TNT gets the free kick, and TNT need to get some sort of tactic to get in behind the Scottish defence. Scotland being excellent so far. TNT just need to get the key to unlock this defence.
The breeze is a little bit higher today. Very warm here, so we're grateful for that. It does impact kicking.
TNT go into tackle, gets it to the wrecking ball. Stanley, he tries to bump one over the ball. Is Scotland, excellently done. Scotland turn the ball over, quick tap, knocks it on, super excited, and TNT get a reprieve and back up, put it into the scrum.
See Scotland really contesting those rucks to turn over the ball. Trinidad and Tobago seems to be playing a running game so far this morning, probably aware of the wind and wanting to make sure that they maintain possession of the ball.
TNT scores yesterday. TNT victorious over Jamaica, 22 points to 14, but then losing their final match 59-0 over Canada, as you see a huge shove by Scotland in the scrum, just using their muscles over TNT, and TNT get the put back into the scrum, and it'll be difficult ask to try to win this one again.
Great work by the number 9, Elijah Williams. He's the scrum half putting in the ball here. There's great pressure from Alderson, from Scotland number 9.
TNT get the ball out into the wrecking ball. That is Stanley. He just runs past it. Scotland put the boot on the ball. Steps one. Straightens up. Scotland looking for the overlap out wide. Gets the money ball to the winger. And the running in will be Ross Burney. Goes in for his first. Scotland third try of this one. TNT making the error. Scotland quicker to it, putting the toe to the ball, smartly done, and eventually find the number 11 and Ross Burney to tot it down in the corner. Try for Scotland.
We've seen lots of use of grubber kicks in this tournament. A number of the teams are working with the high ball. That conversion kick is good. Seeing teams using different strategies throughout the matches depending on the conditions and their opposition.
Scotland now 19 points to 0 over TNT. Scotland in the driving seat, dinks this one to the corner, tries a fancy footwork to appear as though the ball goes over the line. Referee was not fooled. TNT will have the tap in at the center, second consecutive kickoff error, and Scotland coach will be taking notes.
Trinidad and Tobago just checking in with the ref, making sure they're on the correct mark.
The kicker seems to be shaping up to kick this one. TNT will gift away possession if they don't get it. It goes into space, picked up by Benjamin Roger. He'll have time on the ball, and he tries to dink away from Dream Walton, but he is too good a defender, makes a contact, pops it off the floor, and it's Irwin shooting the ball out wide. Scotland doesn't need the extra numbers as he steps back one and another before he eventually get to Alderson. Alderson slowing the play down. He has some steps of his own. TNT struggling to defend and get him, and Alderson will try to go all the way, and Alderson beats the TNT defenders, and he's going to have another for Scotland. The score pushes now 24 points to 0 for the boys in blue.
We saw an interesting play from Trinidad and Tobago there. They were trying to make the ball do some of that legwork for them. It did not go into touch, and Scotland was able to capitalize by retrieving the ball, resulting in a try. And that is another successful conversion kick as we go to halftime. The score – 26 points for Scotland over the home team, Trinidad and Tobago.
TNT just a bit lackluster in that defense. They kicked the ball, didn't go into touch, and just didn't press hard enough and put pressure on the Scottish defense that gave them enough time and room to get over it. And at the halftime break, the score is 26 points to 0, Scotland over TNT. As we recap some scores from yesterday, Maria. First match of the day, Fiji versus Scotland. Fiji 32 points to 5 over the Scottish. Then the defending champions Australia, they were 26-7 winners over Wales. The next one of the other tournament favourites, South Africa, they dispatched of Canada 38 points to 0 before the Canadian woman defeated Fijiana 19 points to 7. TNT got their first win of the tournament over Jamaica. They scored 22 points to 14 in favour of the host. At the top of the first half of the day, Kenya defeated TNT women 48 points to 0. And then came the second half of the day, Maria. Shocker, Scotland defeating South Africa 19 points to 17. Last play of the game winner, and Scotland were elated with that one. The Fiji women also were victorious as they were 21-15 winners over Wales. And then there was a clinic put on by the Fiji men, 91 points to 0 over Jamaica, followed by Australia, putting 45 points to 0 over the Kenya woman. And the last two encounters of the day, Canada men defeated TNT 57 points to 0, and their women also defeated TNT in the last one 59 points to 0. But the host TNT are really getting better game after game.
We're seeing these teams developing game by game, match by match, day by day. This is the third and final day of Rugby Sevens at the Commonwealth Youth Games Trinbago 2023. We are just coming out of the halftime in the first match of the day, Scotland versus home team Trinidad and Tobago.
Things to notice, lots of errors of the kickoff in this one, so the coach at the halftime will be asking Coach Craig Dodds and Sean Kennedy will probably go tell their charges, need to correct those little mistakes. But TNT going to cover the kickoff, Aaron Stein, the center, and tactically TNT will want to keep as much of the possession as they can.
We see Scotland set to lift for this ball. That's the number 10, Roger, who's collected it very well.
Into the hands of number 5, Irwin. Irwin just dancing around the touchline, shifting the focus of the ball to the other side of the pitch. Craig shoots the ball out wide, and Scotland try to burst through the end, but TNT is up for the task. Wrangle him to the floor. Scotland reset and try to send the ball the next direction. TNT just holding back too much as the ball comes back in hand of Alderson. He pops out the rangy running of Ben Morris, and Ben Morris was almost to the line. TNT pull him by the coattails. And the player is holding the ball on the ground, says the referee. And out. TNT tackles Ross Burney, and he's holding on. TNT gets a penalty, and they can tap it quickly. The referee's not happy with the mark. TNT can finish with yet another score as TNT look for Aaron Stanley. He bumps into 3 blue shirts. The referee calls maul. Scotland is over it early, and Scotland turn it back over immediately. Scotland tap and go quick, trying to add some points on the board. As we say earlier, the score will be early as a clean break for Scotland. TNT on the chase. It's Matthew Irwin being chased down by TNT, but offloads to Ben Morris, and Ben Morris won't be caught. He's going over for yet another try for Scotland.
Touch for Scotland.
Fierce running by Duncan, Felix, and Francis trying to catch Scotland. Of course, they absolutely wanted to rack up points in this game. Interesting choice there when they could have touched down the ball, but chose to take the opportunity to put on another 5, or we'll see in a moment 7 points.
And the conversion is good. So six tries rather.
Morris slots home a 100-meter try by Scotland, running straight out of their 22-meter line.
43
and successful kick, and points will make a difference later on in this round-robin competition. At the end of this first match on day 3 is Scotland 43, Trinidad and Tobago 5, and we'll be back for more rugby action right after this break.
Next match, the women, Wales and Trinidad and Tobago. Next scheduled match. Starting list, Branwen Metcalf, number 1 for Wales, number 2, Catherine Stewart, number 11, Fionn Davies, number 9, Hannah Marshall, number 12, Hannah Lane, number 8, Katie Bevans, number 13, Katie Johnson, number 5, Lola Bogart Mitchell, number 6, Naya Fayasin, number 3, Poppy Ellis, number 10, Rhiannon Griffin, number 7, Seren Lockwood, and number 4, Tia Jones. And for Trinidad and Tobago, Anna Amon, number 10, number 6, Moesha Smith, the captain, number 2, Alisa Fields, number 5, Zoe McKnight, number 12, Rebecca Dixon, number 1, Zaria Joseph, number 3, Alicia Salandi, number 9, Natalia Cadiz, number 4, Shanika Paul, number 8, Panisha Oliver, number 15, Michaela Plaza, number 13, Krista Vialdo, and number 11, Shania Hamilton. Is Lavinia Rakan.
And we're back for match 2 on day 3. It's Wales versus TNT women. Wales in the white and green, TNT in the black and red strips. As TNT collect the kickoff from Wales. Wales aggressively trying to get TNT make a clean break on the line, eventually taken down by Wales. TNT trying to get some positive work done, but Wales try to pinch the ball illegally. Straight arm penalty for TNT, just short of the halfway line. TNT set up ready to go. I'm Kelson Vigaro alongside Robert Stone. Robert, tell us what you think about this match.
Well, it's a very interesting fixture here today. Playoffs right on the horizon. Both teams need a win here, but Wales is going to be desperate to make it happen.
Penalty for Wales there. Unsure what the call was, and Wales might use a tactic of calling a scrum just to wrap in some of the speedy TNT players to give themselves room out wide.
A very interesting option here. Want to suck in those defenders. They've got pace to burn out wide. Keep your eye there on number 12. I believe that's Mrs. Lane. She's got a few tries in this tournament.
Solid scrum by Wales, gets the ball out, and again looping pass, trying to find Lane if they can. It's Lockwood showing the dummy, showing and going, and Lockwood will go on her own for the first try of this one.
A beautiful loop around there, makes it happen, creates the space. Defender drifted out there on Lane.
Of this first period,
beautiful play there by Lockwood.
TNT defense just not picking up who they want on the looper, on the wraparound. Wales adds a conversion to make it 7-0. Lots to play for in this round robin competition still. They're all playing for places in the medal round.
Try coming from...
Definitely, and you're seeing TNT actually using a lot of their finishers to start this game here. Really have to use your depth in your squad. So many fixtures in such a few amount of days.
Try coming from Hannah Marshall. The
Deep kick by Wales. TNT unable to gather. Knock on TNT scrum to Wales, and retaining kickoffs determines who scores next.
Oh, we've been talking about that for the last 2 days. These kickoffs are so vital in sevens. If you can't secure your kickoff, you'll never have possession and can't really do anything from here. But deep scrum for Wales, and again, just look at Mrs. Lane, number 12, licking her lips. She wants to get her on the score sheet, no doubt about it.
Wales gets us back underway. Strong scrum, back in hands of the try scorer, Lockwood, and Lockwood shows and goes to Lane and slicing through TNT defense, and it's a try this time in the corner. It seems this time it's a winger, Lane. She gets over for Wales' second.
Yeah, beautiful work there by Lockwood, drawing the defender, a little switch there with the winger. That's handler Lane cuts back in, beats one, and finishes. She's big, she's strong, she's fast, and she's going to work any TNT inexperience to get on that try sheet.
Wales attacking line are confusing the TNT defense. They don't seem to be picking up the runner, cutting the angles, and the Welsh will capitalize on that.
Yeah, some slight inexperience in the TNT squad there, having a little trouble adjusting to the loops, any sort of switches and misses inside ball, but that's all part of learning the experience.
Griffin gets us back underway. TNT knock it on in the pickup once more. A scrum in the far end of the pitch, and TNT really to get going by firstly catching these kickoffs.
You know, we were discussing it yesterday where coaches, of course, are always focusing on the passing and the rucking, but if you can't get phase one right, if you can't secure that initial possession, you're never really going to be able to set up those phases. And Wales, and especially if you saw some of the teams, Australia, these high hanging kicks in this testing conditions with this wind, it's going to make the ball bounce and it can go anywhere. You start winning 50% of your own kickoffs, it's just not going to work.
Yesterday fixtures, Wales losing to favourites Australia 26 points to 7, and then also losing to Fiji in the second half of the day 21 points to 15. As you see, yet another infringement by TNT, this time the offside.
It'll be interesting to see what Wales up to do here. Last time they went for the scrum, but this time they want to move it.
Wales going to take it forward with Ellis taking it all the way, looking for the offload. Finally gets it into the hands of Marshall. Marshall strolls in under the sticks. Marshall's going to add an extra points now for Wales.
Yeah, Poppy Ellis has done a lot right for Wales in this tournament here. She's number 3, the prop, took it up there strong, sucked in some defenders, and then, like any good scrum half, right off her shoulder, that was Hannah Marshall, number 9. Gets her name on it as well. And what a great start to day 3 for Wales.
And this conversion, the second conversion, is good.
Wales pushed the score up 19 points to 0 over TNT. TNT just needs to get it right with the kickoff.
From 3 tries and 2.
And Griffith is going to dink it back in the corners and make give TNT a tough task to catch this ball.
It'll be very interesting to see what they do now. Now they're going to pump it right down the middle.
TNT unable to snatch the ball, eventually stopped at the 22-meter line. TNT don't know where it seemed to go, as it seemed to go through the middle now. Wales just caught a bit napping on that. Eventually they stop her, and now she's on the floor. TNT looking to get the ball out if they can. Slow possession, counter-ruck by Wales was almost successful. TNT is smashed back in the contact, just moving a little too slowly. Wales steal the ball at the contact situation. Referee playing advantage as the ball is shoot out to Lane, and Lane may not need the extra person. Lane goes herself, driving her legs, and she's over for another try.
A little bit of Shane Williams cut back inside there for Lane, but great play there on the breakdown there. Wales identifying Trinidad and Tobago took a little bit long to get the ball out. Not accustomed to that pressure, the counter up. Wales put the pressure, won the turnover, spun it wide, and another try. The Welsh will be partying in Cardiff tonight, I'll tell you, Kelson.
Wales doing all the things right. The coach may be pleased. He's just saying get these tactics going, as everyone seems to be excited to get back on the line and get the score going. Griffith ready to go.
Interesting as well, Kelson. I want to hail out the Welsh supporters. They've been one of the biggest numbers here, and they've had a great time in Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago scoop up the kickoff. Finally some good possession, but the Welsh defense are stingy, and they're trying to counter-ruck, which they did. Turn the ball over. TNT unable to get a phase out of the kickoff, and Lane is spreading out while looking for yet another try, maybe securing a hat-trick. Ball flicked up trying to find Lockwood, but instead it popped in the hands of the nifty Marshall, and Marshall steps one, steps two, and is over the line for yet another try.
Yeah, everything working for Wales here today. That's Hannah Marshall, the scrum half. I believe that's her double already. A little bit loose play there by Wales. I'm sure the coaches want to make sure playoffs coming up in the next round that they want to tighten up as much as possible. Interesting to see what they're up to do from the penalties now. Everything has been a scrum on a top. Just might want to just see how their lineouts are working, but of course that's just being incredibly picky on my end.
Halftime score 33 points to 0 in favor of Wales over TNT. And yesterday TNT was unsuccessful in their both games, losing to Kenya as well as the Canadian women. And TNT want to finish this group stage on the high, probably get some points on the board.
One conversion from Hannah Marshall. And
TNT really supported by the local crowd and local fans, family, friends, well-wishers. They're all in the stands wishing the TNT girls and the TNT men as well all the best of luck.
Also just want to highlight number 10 for Wales. That's Rhiannon Griffith, who's been at fly off. She's had a great tournament. Also just wanted to highlight because I learned how to pronounce her name and I just needed to throw that in somewhere.
Special mentions to the referees out there in the fluorescent green, working hard in the middle. Referee zone nod, if I get it right. Apologies if I didn't get it correctly, but special mention to all the referees out there. In the middle we have the AR's Caleb Hector and Andrew Williams from Tobago. Special mention to all the Tobago RFC members and players out in the stand supporting this rugby event, as well as all the Trinidadians back home watching from their televisions or at work, sneaking a peek on their cell phones while they do their job.
I think that would be incredibly accurate, that everybody's tuning in. We're getting messages coming from all over. We thank all the volunteers for coming out. This just could not happen without you, and a lot of sacrifices are being made. I know I'm going to have a lot less holiday time coming up later in the year, that's for sure.
Loads of TNT rugby supporters found their way to Shore Park so far. We're going to have a bit of rugby action fun, as well as taking some much needed relaxation on the beaches when this tournament is over.
I went to check the surf break at Mount Irvin after yesterday's play. Just a little too small to paddle out. Let's hope for something later. Maybe might see one or two people having a beer after. We'll see how that plays out.
For all of you here in Tobago, you can find your way to Pirates Bay in Charlottesville. Excellent place to have a swim if you have this time, as we get the second half back underway. TNT in the familiar black and red strips, Wales in the white and green. The score at halftime 33 points to 0 in favour of Wales.
Apologise there, Kelson. Looks like number 5, Zoe McKnight's going to be kicking off for TNT. That's TNT's captain here today for this match. He's got a lot of heart and soul, really pushes everything with TNT forward. And you can see those supporters. I don't know how your waistline starts to move at 9:30 in the morning, but I am impressed.
McKnight gets us back underway. Cleverly taken by Wales, and they're going back on the attack, trying to sweep the ball out wide if they can. Lockwood shows and goes, and she sells dreams to the TNT defense, and she's off to the races. Lockwood's going to get another for Wales.
She is nippy and dangerous. She's been a part of everything that Wales has done today. A very special player. That's number 7. Picking up the ball now, walking back. Not the biggest player I've ever seen, but she is nippy, fast, and has a little sidestep on her.
Lockwood just presenting the ball to TNT defense, and they took the dummy straight down the middle at an extra 2 points with the conversion. Lockwood will get herself a break. Her job is done, and 40 points to 0 is a really hard ask and a tough hill for the TNT team to climb.
Yeah, it looks like some subs are coming on now for Wales. It looks like Katie Johnson, that's number 13, Katie Bevans, number 8, and number 6 as well. Trying to put a name on it. It's Tia Fajerson. Instantly forms part of that lineup.
The referees didn't like the distance on the kick. Tap in the middle for TNT. didn't go 10, says the referee. He wasn't happy with it.
I think everyone around the world right now, Kelson, wants TNT to put one special moment, get their name on the score sheet, give these girls a little something to go home about and say, look what I did in the Commonwealth Games. Had that one special moment.
And the referee in the middle, Fijian Rakaka, just getting it back underway. As you see, Salandi pushes her way up at 2 white shirts. They try to hold her up. She's wrestling her way to the floor. A maul is formed, and TNT takes the ball in, and Scotland will get the put-in.
Beautiful, beautiful work by Wales, recognizing that she took the ball very upright, able to hold her up, waiting for the referee's call of maul. Again, a maul cannot change into a ruck, so if it was taken down, Wales wouldn't have rolled away. Ball not presentable, and it would have been a Wales scrum.
Salandi just a bit too high in the contact. The Wales team were able to hold her up and slow the momentum of TNT.
Just as a fan, I've noticed that Poppy Ellis, number 3, is easily the most shouted name in this tournament by her coach, always ringing support.
As Davies goes with a clean pair of heels around the TNT defense, she's going to get her name on the scorecard. Davies wraps around the peninsula of TNT and gets her way in for yet another try.
And well deserved, she'll be happy about that. Fionn Davies, beautiful name, have to consider that for my next daughter. Scored some tries today. So amazing when you see the depth of some of these squads. Absolutely no substitute when you're bringing on somebody like that onto the field, and you just have that confidence as a coach. Never need to have tired legs.
Davies wrap around for TNT, getting her first off the bench.
We'd love to see a good kick return here, Kelson. Oh, water still on the field.
And TNT doesn't seem to get it right. Big bump by Scotland. Knocked on in the contact. And the players seem to be a bit confused with the call. The referee signal was clear. Signal and knock on, primary signals on point.
Yeah, don't want to put a lot of pressure on the squads, but the main difference that a lot of people are messaging in, saying in these chats, is just kick retention from the kickoff. We don't want to be a broken record here, but of course that's just an area that you need to focus on as a player in today's game. Cannot be an area of weakness, or your squad will always be playing from behind on the back foot.
Offside by TNT. Scrum half overexcited for that one. Amon.
It's a Katie Bevan scrum half now.
And Griffith kind of shoot out wide, trying to get back the try score Davies, but this time they doesn't need it as it goes in the hands of Johnson. Johnson almost reached the try line, cut short. And TNT doesn't seem to have an answer for the Wales team as he stretches over the line. And it's Griffith scoring her first.
Thank God my hard work does not go to waste. That's Rhiannon Griffith, who is fly off number 10, gets on the score sheet. Took a little bit of Googling to pronounce that one right. Let's see if she could convert her own kick here, Kelson. Push the score up to 54 now.
Wales doing an excellent job of stretching the TNT defense, touchline to touchline. TNT need to press up and be more aggressive in the defense.
Just so much defending that TNT had to do, so many tackles, just inability to get that clean ball, make it work, get them go forward. They got the players when they have possession, but that initial phase one, that catch, that put down, that support, that's where we're suffering just a little bit.
TNT eventually scoop up this kickoff. Some retention as we see Maurice try to go out wide. She's wrapped up in the tackle. TNT keep possession for now, but Wales turns it over and they're back on the attack into the hands of Griffith. Griffith shoots a long pass out wide. TNT unable to stop the big Poppy Ellis, and she's just going to stroll in. Tackle coming a little too late, but it's try again for Wales.
That's well deserved. She's had a phenomenal tournament. That's Poppy Ellis, number 3.
57.
Ironically, of course, the coach screams her name all game. She scores a try and not a peep from him. Gets PC's job done.
Just remember, this is a round robin competition still. All points matter when they tally for position, and everyone is going to be jockeying for that gold medal spot.
A lot of rugby have been played, some tired bodies out there. Squad depth going to play a big factor in this. Just any one little mistake could make or break who's going to finish this tournament with gold medals.
TNT back on the attack, trying to get out wide to Wales. Wales are very, very aggressive in this one. TNT luckily getting away. Tackler not releasing. Wales are going to try to tap and go quickly. Yes, they do. TNT caught napping, but the referee isn't happy with where the ball is being placed, and they'll run it back for a reset. Wales takes it their time, tries to shoot it out to Griffith. Quick hands back to the try scorer, Poppy Ellis, and it's a repeat of what just happened. Straight under the post, Ellis gets her second back to back.
What beautiful hands there by Rhiannon Griffith. That's a fly off number 10. A lot of times this goes unnoticed, but absolutely under pressure. Gets that quick pass out. And who else but number 3, Poppy Ellis. Let's see how they stay in the playoff circles and going forward. Congratulations to Wales.
And Wales unsuccessful on day 2, but successful there on third day, first match. The final score here, 66 points to 0 to the Welsh. Up next, we have men's rugby action, Canada versus Jamaica. Stay tuned, we'll be back after this break.
Wales 66, Trinidad and Tobago 0.
The bet? What do you need? Should I take a piece? No, I have to do, sorry. I could put that one there quick. 66 now. You mind just writing it there for me? Sorry about that.
Look where we reach, hello. Why we bringing sun up to the
Next up, men, Canada and Jamaica. The officials this game, referee Will Pugsley of Australia,
Welcome back. Of course, these quick little intermissions here at Commonwealth Youth Games Rugby Sevens. Fast-paced games. We're out of the gates quickly. Now you can see Canada and Jamaica. They have taken the pitch for this next game in the men's division. I am Maria Thomas, joined by Leah Kintiba. We will be bringing this next game to you, the viewers at home.
Yes, Maria, thankful for being here. Canada, who have been defeated by South Africa in their first game of day 2. However, they bounced back with a victory over the home team TNT yesterday.
Great opportunity here for Jamaica. The kick wasn't 10, so Jamaica now charging forward with the ball. That's Johnson who carried it into contact. They're fiercely contesting the ruck and they maintain possession. The ball bobbles backwards, but Jamaica is able to pick it back up and find the hands of their support. They've got a little space on the wing. Fagan collects the ball on the wing but is escorted into touch by the Canadian defense. Canada tries to take that ball quickly, but the ref calls it back. There will be a line-out.
That was really good passage of work there from Jamaica there. Had the possession for the ball for a little while. However, Canada used that extra man, which is that sideline, who is the number 8 person to play in the game.
A massive throw. The ball is collected by Jamaica, but it maintains Canadian possession. There are some penalties. The referee is telling Jamaica, move back, they need to be onside. Canada now charging up. They're looking for options. They have the wing, but number 5, Webb for Canada, doesn't need the help. He spins around, touches down the ball. Jamaican defense trying to keep him as far from the sticks as possible. That is Stephen Webb, the first 5 points on the board for Canada.
That was excellent play by Canada there, Maria. Jamaica tried so hard to defend them. However, they used the hands straight through, and he saw the gap, took the gap, and was able to score the try.
Jamaica 0.
Harvey, number 9 for Canada, making a successful
Try there coming
conversion
from
kick,
Stephen Webb,
bringing
and
the
the
score to
conversion from
7
Ty
points
Harvey.
for Canada, 0 to Jamaica. Jamaica collecting the ball. It bubbled a little bit but went backwards. However, the player steps into touch and Canada takes it quickly. Now looking for space up the middle with a cheeky backwards pass. Finding Thompson. Thompson gets it out to Poppet. Poppet finds Jones, and Jones is burning up the wing. Johnson from Jamaica turns on the gas, trying to catch the Canadian player before making the try. But Jones is successful, scoring out on the wing for 5 more points to Canada.
Fantastic play there from Canada. Canada saw the overlap, took it and gave it to the outside winger where he tried straight down the outside of the wing to score the try.
Difficult kick for Canada's Harvey. It is unsuccessful. The score 12-0 in favor of Canada over Jamaica.
Maria, from day 1 to day 3 here, we have seen an excellent improvement on Jamaica's team so far playing. They have been excellent so far, have been improving. It's really good to see them coming out and playing in a tournament that they have never played before outside of Jamaica.
Incredible hands there from Webb from Canada. Great teamwork with the ball out on the wing. I believe that is number 6, DiNardo, who scored that try for 5 more points to Canada.
Number 6.
We have to remind ourselves, Leah, this is an age grade competition. All these athletes are under 18.
Yes, they are, Maria. Yes, they are.
Great development. We can see the future is very bright for these rugby nations.
Yes, Maria. Yes, we can see that. Later on in life, Maria, how much you want to bet you're going to see most of these athletes here playing for their national team because of this experience that they got here today.
Excellent collection of the ball from their own kickoff for Canada. Thompson there dancing around, finding his way over the try line. See Thompson trying to get in to touch it down between the sticks. Canada also wants to put as many points on the board as they can in this round robin portion of the tournament, but the Jamaican defense, they know what it means when you touch down between the sticks. Conversion kick is more likely to be successful. This one is not, so kudos to Jamaican defense. They are denying those extra 2 points on each of these tries.
Canada with another try there coming from Reese Thompson. Ty Harvey with the conversion, but not being able to make that.
Water's coming off the pitch as Harvey prepares to kick off. Big boot from Harvey, deep into the Jamaican territory. It's well collected. Jamaica looks for hands down the line. Canada trying to put on that pressure. Massive tackle, big hug there from Spencer Cote. That contact forced a knock on, so there'll be a Canada scrum. Clean ball out of the scrum for Canada. Ty Harvey just zips around, touches it down for 5 more points to Canada. The score now before this kick, 27 points for Canada over Jamaica. Canada has found the sweet spot behind the posts.
Attempt at the conversion.
And that is rewarded with a successful conversion try for 2 more points to Canada.
Canada 29.
The score now 29 points to Canada over Jamaica.
At the end of the
We are now entering the halftime. That's the first half of this match over ever so quickly. Leah, what are your thoughts on the first half of this game?
Well, Maria, both teams have been playing excellent so far. Jamaica just have to keep a little more possession of the ball. If they do that, they'll be able to execute better. However, they have been tackling really, really good on their defense. But Canada have been capitalizing on all Jamaica mistakes so far. And they have been, that's the reason why they have been racking up the points on Jamaica.
Jamaica has been very successful in their senior sevens circuit. Wonderful to see this team, all local Jamaican players living in Jamaica. It speaks to the development that's happening on island so that they can filter in to that senior division that's having so much success. Again, the development and the opportunities to grow as a rugby nation provided by these Commonwealth Youth Games are exceptional.
Yes, most of these players from Jamaica is only local boys who have never left the country before. This is their first time representing their union on an international stage, and with these performances that they have been doing out here, it's excellent work.
As the halftime is wrapping up, we're seeing the chants, the energy that Jamaica is bringing. Canada already in position on the pitch. We are at Shaw Park, Tobago. Come and join us if you're in Tobago. We're happy to have you joining us online, bringing you the live feed, age grade Commonwealth Youth Games Rugby 7 action here. Trinbago 2023.
We're about to have the start of the second period. This match, Canada versus Jamaica. Canada 29.
Jamaica now kicking off to Canada. See a little signal, making sure the players are onside. Great pressure from Jamaica. Little cheeky kick, but the number 9 for Canada, that's Harvey again, captures the ball. Now we see Coty driving up, formidable runner, lots of power and momentum. He finds his support out on the wing. That is Harvey as he speeds over. He was looking for a try out on the wing, just watching the ref to see what is the signal. Did the Jamaican defense manage to escort Canada into touch? The referee signals a yellow card and a penalty try. So there was high contact in the defense. High contact for in front of a guaranteed try is a penalty try. The Jamaican defense working really, really hard not to let Canada rack up points, but of course, staying low, good form is what is rewarded. So Jamaica will be down a player for the next 2 minutes. Canada will have the overlap, full contingency of 7 players. Jamaica playing with 6. Canadian subs anxious to get onto the pitch.
And from 5 tries and 2 conversions,
they're warmed up and ready to come on after the next play. Beautiful high kick from Canada. It's bubbled forward by Jamaica. Canada retrieving the ball. They are playing advantage right now off of the knock-on. Ref says no advantage and calls back the scrum. But it's another yellow card for Jamaica. The energy can be high, but the contact can't be. Jamaica now playing 5 versus 7 as Canada restarts this ball. Canada finds the space out on the wing and quickly adds another 5 points to the board.
Canada, they took the advantage over Jamaica. With Jamaica 2 yellow cards that they are done with 5 players alone. So Canada saw that they had the overlap, a major overlap. So they took that overlap and was able to score the try.
The Jamaican team will have to work very, very hard in defense to cover 7 players with only 5. Canada making some changes. They send on Ross, putting some fresh legs. They know that they have a massive advantage over Jamaica now with the numbers, and they're putting on fresh players. The first 2 minutes is up. Johnson returns to the pitch, still an overlap for Canada. Well collected by Jamaica off the kickoff, finding the support and looking for space. The defense line for Canada says they're not wanting to let Jamaica through. Myers barreling through there and draws the penalty. Jamaica taking it quickly. Great looping action, creating more space. That's Smith now. Canada trying to escort him into touch, but excellent work and support in the ruck. Referee says high contact from Canada this time. That's a penalty in favor of Jamaica.
That was superb. That was superb passage of play there by Jamaica there, keeping possession of the ball. This is what they needed to do in the first half. They have been talking about now, and I believe this is what their coach have been telling them in the halftime. Keep possession of the ball, move it, and you'll be able to get the gap to go through of the Canada, to break the Canada's defense.
The ball bubbled forward in that contact. Ross, who just took the pitch, is making his impact already. He crosses about 2/3 of the pitch to score between the sticks. 5 points more for Canada.
As I said earlier, Maria, Canada is capitalizing on all Jamaica mistakes, which is really well done by Canada. Jamaica is trying their best out there to defend Canada team. However, Canada is capitalizing on their mistakes and scoring the tries.
It's 46 points to 0 in favor of Canada over Jamaica.
And the conversion is good.
Now 48 with the successful conversion. But you're really seeing Jamaica team pulling together, congratulating and encouraging each other on the pitch as they prepare to catch this massive high kick from Canada. The strategy works. It's bubbled forward into the Canadian hands. Driscoll now barreling up the wing. He is looking to touch down between the sticks. He gets close enough. Canada will take that try for Driscoll.
With 1 minute and 26 seconds to go in the second period. Canada 48 with that try.
Driscoll, the try scorer, also taking the conversion. And the kick is successful. The score now 55 points for Canada over Jamaica. Just about a minute left in this half. As we are in round robin, the points are imperative for seeing where these teams stand. Canada will be looking to continue scoring throughout this game. Beautiful catch from Jamaica. Great support in the ruck. Jamaica slowing it down, taking their time. Hearing great communication both on the pitch and from the sidelines. Jamaica working the ball around. That's Bogle now with the ball in hand, takes it into contact. Canada's defense putting pressure on. They've turned over the ball. Looks like Poppet with the ball in hand in contact. They're finding space out on the wing. Driscoll again circles around. 5 points for Canada, bringing the score to 60.
Great field awareness there from Canada. Steal the ball, see the overlap on the outside, took the ball and went straight on to score the try.
Impressive to see the calm composure and communication from the Jamaican side. This is a difficult position to be in. Energy is high, but Jamaica not wanting to have any more penalties. That wraps up the game. Massive win for Canada over Jamaica, 60 points to 0. Excellent work by both teams. We can see that there was a list of things for the Jamaican team to achieve, and we saw them working on it on the pitch. Canada, of course, had their own list and successful both in that and the final result.
The women, Canada and Kenya.
Up next, we'll have Canada women playing Kenya. We've got back-to-back action from the nations who have sent teams in both divisions. We hope that all of you watching at home are able to get the time to support your players by watching online.
Assistant referees Johanna Villuin and Lavinia Rakaka. Villuin of South Africa and Rakaka of Fiji. Let's hear it for them, Canada and Kenya.
Today, and look out for number 6 in the center for Canada. That's Mrs. Pye. Of course, for Kenya, lots of danger out there as well. Number 5 fly half Salma Akoth.
Place so far in the competition, Canada and Kenya.
Here we have the game underway. A strong ruck from Kenya, driving forward with the ball. Kenya providing a lot of support, keeping possession, looking for space out the wing. Kenya with such fast runners. Canada, though, pushing the Kenyan player into touch. The referee calls the player to the mark.
Just great defensive work there by number 13 for Canada. That's Brooke Rodham. She's had a great tournament so far.
Canada throw in. Massive line out from Canada, excellently collected. Iduwu charging up with the ball in hand. She takes it into contact. Canada recycling the ball out of the ruck. Looking for Farish. Rodham, great hands collecting that ball as Rodham finds her on the wing, into contact. The ball's bubbling, but Canada is maintaining possession. Kenya looking to put on pressure to force a mistake, but Canada is through the gap. That's Pye for 5 points. Try for Pye.
Yeah, we just brought up her name. She has been dangerous all tournament. Definitely one of the players, maybe. That's Adia Pye. Been so powerful coming in there at the centres, causing all sorts of problems for teams throughout this tournament. Going into day 3, that's exactly how she would have wanted to start.
Without the conversion, Canada 5.
I would feel aggrieved not also to mention number 2, that's Kiki. She's had a great tournament, winning that line out, taking it up, getting that go forward ball. Special player.
Canada now kicking off to Kenya. You see in their ready positions to catch this ball. A nice high kick and massive pressure from Canada. The ball is bubbling deep into Kenyan territory. It is collected and Canada just escorts the player into touch. Canada taking the ball quickly. They want to keep the pressure on, but the ball bubbles, giving Kenya an opportunity.
Looks like they're going to go back for the line out. Maybe they weren't happy with the way it was done, and we've been talking about it all tournament, just these kickoffs and kickoff recoveries. Canada pumps it deep. Kenya having a little trouble gathering. They're wrangled into touch, and now they've got to defend this line out right on their goal line almost.
Kenya looking to defend just off of their try line. Canada trying to scoop up the ball, but it's knocked forward, so Kenya now playing the advantage, looking for space, but a wall of red meets them. Kenya securing the ruck. Kitangulu looking for space, takes it into contact. Kenya barreling up the pitch. Kagwaria, she brought it into contact, and Kenya benefits from a penalty. Referee signals for Canada to get back onside.
Didn't Kenya do well there defending that line out, turn it over. Now look where they are, right inside the Canadian half. There's Kiki again though, massive counter ruck, and wins the penalty for Canada.
Ball was held, Canada's ready to take the ball quickly. Great offload there. The Kenyan defense dishing out tackles, but now the ball is in the hands of Pai. And that means try. 5 more points for Canada.
Yeah, she is so dangerous when she gets it. Powerful, fast, quick, and always on your shoulder. Kind of big turnover work there by Kiki. Looked to play it wide instantly. Found the gap. Just great playing from off the ground. Popping it, making it available. No defenders there. Open play. Pushes it out. And Canada extend that lead to 10-0 with the kick to come.
Douglas has been doing incredible work driving the ball forward on the pitch. She's now taking the kick.
No conversion.
The score remains 10-0 in favor of Canada over Kenya.
Again, just massive playoff implications. Every point could count when that final tally is done. So Kenya is going to want to respond before the half. They've still got 1 minute and 40 seconds. Be great if they could put something on the board.
Douglas with a boot. It falls just over the 10. Canada's able to contest. That's Pai getting the ball to Newsom. Newsom just driving up the wing. She breaks one tackle, but is brought down by 2 more Kenyan defenders. Canada says that's no problem, we'll look to the other side. Farish now barreling up the pitch, and she finds Rodham out on the wing. Kenya has reached outside there to defend. There was a knock forward. We're playing an advantage to Kenya. There's scrum half number 9. Kagwaria gaining yards for Kenya, but now signaling the ball has gone into touch.
Looks unfortunate. Looks like we have a little bit of an injury there to Farish, Sky Farish. She's been excellent at the scrum half position, but her knee just seemed to buckle a little bit when she tried to adjust there defensively. Let's hope she's all right. Lots of medicals. Team going out.
So we're nearly through the first half of this match. Of course, medical protocol. We make sure to check out every knock. Huge thank you to the medical team that has been working hard throughout this tournament. Take a quick break for assessment.
I know this is, of course, the last thing on anybody's mind, but she is such a vital part of everything that Canada do. It'll be really unfortunate to lose her at this stage right before the medal game.
We see both teams huddled up, staying hydrated, getting some water, making sure to maintain the energy that they have had throughout this first half of the game. Canada not wanting to break the momentum that they've had. Referee calls half time. The athletes able to come off the pitch, out of the sun. Of course, player welfare always at the foremost of our minds here. Great call by the referee.
Just looking on the medical team out there doing a fantastic job. We'll keep you abreast of any developments as we can. Canada, it's going to be very difficult. You see the coaches trying to keep the players. Of course, they have a very tight-knit relationship. They're all worried about their teammates. Nothing they could do at this stage. They've got to just focus on the game, put it to bed. That's what she'd want to happen. Win it now for Sky.
We're seeing the huddle of the officials, the referees. They've been doing such great work throughout this tournament. Again, for those of you just tuning in now, we are in Tobago. This is Shaw Park, Scarborough. We're right by the sea, getting that beautiful sea breeze. Bright, sunny weather for rugby. These athletes, of course, defying the heat, out here running their hearts out on the pitch. This is Trinbago 2023 CYG Commonwealth Youth Games.
It really has been an amazing experience for all of us here. The beaches have been packed, the stands filling out, and drinks flowing in the evening for the adults and spectators. And all the players seem to be having a really great time as well. You're talking to them, you're seeing them intermingling, not only just with rugby, but all the various sports, picking up, making new friends, all part of this incredible experience that is the Youth Commonwealth Games.
You're hearing the applause and support for Canada now.
Again, that's number 12, Sky Farish, being carried off. She's been phenomenal for Canada as scrum half, so they're going to have to rally. It's going to be a little bit of an emotional blow for them. 7 minutes before their medal game starts. Got to stay focused, make those adjustments. But of course, all thoughts right now with the Canadian scrum half, who's had a phenomenal tournament.
Both teams now getting in position to kick off the second half of this match. Canada playing Kenya. Kenya will be kicking off to Canada, who leads in this game 10-0.
And Kenya has been no slouch as well. Yes, Canada is up 10-0, but that could change so quickly in the game of sevens. One mistake by Canada, especially after that stoppage. Canada gets a score on the board. Converted try within 3. And wouldn't it be special for Kenya to be able to pull this off? You might want to just keep your eye on number 8, Michelle Alevisa. Special play out wide. If she gets the ball with some space, it is danger.
Time is back on, and a massive kick from Kenya. Beautifully collected by Canada's number 4, and she finds her support, looking for it on the wing, but the ball's bobbled. Kenya is there to collect it. They've kept the pressure on, causing a knock on from Canada.
Looks like
Kenya,
that was,
of course, happy with that. They'll have the put in for this scrum.
Apologies there, Maria. Looks like that was the replacement number 4, Ava Ferrance, who's come on instantly into the game, make something happen. Tell you the depth again of the Canadian squad.
Referee's not happy with that scrum. Canada's penalized, and Kenya is away with the ball. Driving forward, finding space. Kenya straight up the middle. That's Ochieng taking the ball into contact. Excellent support there as they continue to carry the ball forward. Mukengula looking for some more space. Kenya continuing to recycle off of the contact. Really controlled in these rucks, maintaining possession. Canada patiently defending the line, making sure they don't open up any unnecessary gaps. Kenya moving the ball out. Mathaka now on the wing. Wanjiru, I believe, taking it into contact there. Another penalty in favor of Kenya, and they're pushing hard to get across the try line. Kitungulu now driving forward. Step by step, powerful running. Kenya looking for some space. They had an overlap on the wing, but they've come back inside but the referee says it was knocked on while trying to score the try. A relief for Canada.
How heartbreaking is that? Kenya does so much right, works their way all the way up the field, phase after phase, right under the goalpost, perfect for that converted score that they desperately need. With only about 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, Canada looking to make a change, bring in some fresh legs, and they've got a lot of work to do to get out of here. Deep, it looks like they're on their own 5-meter line right behind the post. Interesting to see how they approach it, actually. Are they going to try to run it? Are they going to try to just get some space with maybe a kick? Let's see how they approach it.
Canada does look to create the space, but the ball remains in touch and is easily collected by Kenya. The support quickly getting back. See Ocheng carrying up the ball, but it is knocked forward, so we're playing a Canadian advantage right now. Canada slowing down the game as they get the ball recycled out of the ruck.
Poppy's a little disheartened. She thought she was playing advantage there right through, but they pull back. A little offside there. Canada ball. Got a little space. Let's see what they could work.
Canada looking for the space, using their players as they pass it out the wing. Now we're seeing a breakaway from Rodham. She's headed straight towards the sticks. Rodham for 5 more points, bringing the score to 15 points in favor of Canada over Kenya.
That's exactly what Canada needed, that little bit of breathing room right under the post. And we spoke about her earlier, Brooke Rodham. She's been deadly. She's so fast and a little bit of space. Was able to get that little bit of breathing room with a stiff arm and stroll in for the score there right under the post.
Kenya says it's time to switch out our players. 5 subs going in. Well-deserved break for the players coming off the pitch and fresh legs from Kenya. We'll see what kind of difference that makes in the next 3 minutes or so of this match. Canada leading now 17 points with that successful conversion kick over 0.
Yeah, just so much for the coaching staff to consider. They know that later this afternoon it's been 3 very hot days and the gold medal games coming up. Need to make the right decisions now.
Great work from Kenya there, seeing that ball was about to bobble and it could bounce anyway. She uses her foot and cleanly collects the ball. Canada, however, says they're going to defend. But the ref has pulled out a yellow card.
Looked like a little bit of a high shot there. A little bit more of a mistiming than any sort of malice.
Kenya now going forward with the ball. A massive drive from Canada. Holding on the ground and some relief for Canada as they now take the penalty. Referee says it's turned over now. Back to Kenya. Such intense play, and big shout out to the referees who've got to keep it all straight for us. Kenya now with this scrum. We saw such intense offense from Kenya and a lot of pack play, which is sometimes uncommon in the sevens format of the sport. Definitely a lot of work that their forwards were putting in. New players have now come into the game. Kenya will be trying to make the most of the next minute or so of the yellow card for Canada.
Just to highlight there, it looks like number 8, Olivia Newsome, with a little bit of a high shot there that got her that yellow. So exactly what Kenya needs. Not a lot of time, need to score now, but they're playing with that man advantage. Can they put one on the board and it would completely change the entire dynamic of this game? But if they're going to do something, it has to happen immediately. Scrum just inside their half.
Ball was in and out on that scrum, so the referee calls for the gain. Big drive from Canada, but Kenya is successful. They get that ball out clean, and that cheeky switch. Oh, the pressure from Canada forced a knock on. Another scrum here, this time in favor of Canada. But really seeing the thought process from Kenya as they try to draw the Canadian defense and open out the space for their incredible runners.
Yeah, Canada, exactly what they needed. And they're happy now to waste the time off the clock. That looks like it might be it after this play here. So Canada starting day 3 like how they've been doing all tournament. And they're putting the ladies in goal from Australia on red alert for later this afternoon. Last play, a little bit of a wayward pass. Went back though, looked to be collected and taken by Canada, but they're under a lot of pressure, and it is eventually knocked on.
And the referee calls the game there. 17 points to 0. Canada victorious over Kenya in an intense game here at Shaw Park in Tobago. Here we see the teams shaking hands, congratulating each other and thanking each other for the match.
Yeah, fantastic performance by both squads there. Kenya could hold their heads up high. Canada have been so powerful. And of course, we'll keep you updated. Hopefully, we'll see Sky Farish in the final.
Final match of this 5th round.
We'll be back shortly for the
Fiji and South Africa.
Fiji men versus South Africa men.
Currently 1 and 2 in the standings.
And just announced there, Maria, I think this mouth-water counter that has massive playoff implications. South Africa versus Fiji coming up next. You do not want to miss this. And you may be seeing some of these names in the not-too-distant future on the main 7 circuit as well. You've seen some incredible performances so far.
And for South Africa,
Kuriwaka, number 8, Nasoni Twigalona, number 5, Nicola Kumbituya, number 2.
Versus South Africa 1 and 2, and if we can say much, this is going to be the greatest, the mouth-watering group encounter so far. I'm Kelson Figaro alongside Leah Kentiba. Leah, these teams are super excited, and we gotta look out for big rugby action from these two teams.
Yes, Kelson, I do agree with you with that. This game is going to be really exciting to watch. South Africa have no choice but to try to win this game to be in the gold medal finals.
Look out for the number 14, the captain for Fiji, Valulu. He's been leading from the front. Look out for the number 8 as well, Tui Galoa. He's been excellent in the air. And also Rabuno, the number 6, and the Y. He's no slouch to the try line. Nice high kick. Cupido reaches up in the air for it. Knocked on, wrapped up by Ralulu. Ralulu pops out the ball, looking for space out wide. If they can, big shove by Fiji, trying to get away from the contact. It falls in the hand of Nawasa. He's showing and going, just fooling the defense. Kuriwaka dancing around, super aggressive tackle by South Africa, illegally stealing the ball. And Fiji get a quick tap of the ball, and Fiji's reaching over for the line. The referee signals held up, and great effort by Ravui Wasa, reaching for the line just a bit short, and it's been breathtaking stuff, just under a minute in this game.
There's a really good passage of play by Fiji there, using their hands. However, watch that defense from South Africa, which has been excellent so far within this game.
South Africa, no slouches. Look out for number 6, Nkosi, the flyer, which is Nero, and the tall, rangy run of Cupido. He has been exciting to watch. Guillaume, the number 9, he's been nifty. Look out for him for the nice, neat runs around the edges. South Africa has no short arsenal of speed and fire on their team. Pick and go, no one at home. South Africa clear their lines. Ball running down to Petulua, trying to snatch it in. He is wrapped up in the contact, and it's a great work by Cupido to tackle him into touch. And the tempers are flaring right now, as all to play for in this last round robin match.
That was really good defense there by South Africa, using the 8th man on the line, which is the sideline, to use that defense to push that Fijian player outside to retain possession of the ball.
Great line out by South Africa. Big bump by the big boys. This one is... The ball is shoot back out. Fumble initially. Big money ball to Cupido. He fumbles it between the legs, but eventually taken up by Nero. Nero shows and goes, and South Africa showing their speed, streaking down the side of the pitch. The swarm of blue shirts eventually wrap them up, and it's a war at the breakdown. Eventually illegally pinched by Fiji. South Africa get the tap in.
Really good passage of play by both teams there. Both teams defending each other. Really, really excellent there.
Guillaume losing his footing. Fiji over the ball expertly, and they win the penalty. Just Nalasi gets it going. It's breathtaking stuff. The ball tapped in front of the mark, signaled by the referee. Nalasi a little too excited to get what's going. Now Y is going to get us underway. He's going to clear his lines and move to the set piece, kicking into the wind. It's successful in the kick, just bringing it inside the South African half. Exciting stuff so far. Lots of jabs, no knockout punches. This part in the game is 0-0 to any one game.
That's a really good decision by Fiji. They're kicking out the ball, gaining some yards into South African half there.
Set piece is crucial as you see Fiji just walking into this line out. Great tactic, putting up the rangy Ralulu. He knocks it on the contact. A green shirt is first to it. And South Africa on the attack, trying to get the ball out to Nero. He shows, he dinks it through. It's a foot race, and who is on it but a green shirt? And South Africa trying to get themselves in, but Tui Galoa wraps up his opposite number. That's Deirdrix, and Deirdrix is bundled into touch. Fiji just get away with that one. Excellent tactic by putting the ball on the boot.
That was something expected from South Africa. Even their senior men, which is known for the kicking side.
This Youth Commonwealth Games have boosted lots of stars for South Africa. Stefan Gans, one of the last ones who are on the circuit. Charged down by Cupido. Can he get the bounce right for him? Dive on the line. Green bodies on the floor. And they're going to convert with the AR and in goal for this one. Great effort by South Africa. Charged the ball down, and Cupido was rapid to this one.
That was a marvelous charge down there from South Africa. We're just waiting to see where the referee stated, and that is a try for South Africa.
Charge down successful, flirting with danger, trying to get the ball over the rangy body of Cupido. South Africa get themselves just to the right. The score is 5-0 in favor of South Africa. South Africa hits first in this one.
Takes them to 5.
South Africa get us back underway. Nice high kick picked up in the wind. Fiji's on it. It's Relulu for Fiji trying to get it up, but couldn't get it around those rangy jumpers into Hala Cupido, and he's been manhandled by Nalassi. Nalassi pushing him to the floor. South Africa slowed the play down, looking for room if they can. No one back home. Long pass out, just bobbled to the floor. The referee sees the knock on, the whistle blows. And it's Stopperfort knocking the ball down. Very difficult to pronounce some of these names. South Africa boasts 11 languages. English is one, but there's Afrikaans, Zulu, Xhosa, loads and loads of a cultural mixing pot is South Africa. And you see it out there when you watch the boys play. Interesting fact though, Leah, those South African boys really look like they really look together as a team. They do loads of stuff together, and as you see South Africa fumbling on the breakdown, this time Fiji in the 22. Nalassi going the route one at this time. The ball spills out. South Africa tried to stop it back, but a nifty step by Fiji, and Fiji answer back with Ravui Wasa. He did all the work himself. Big left foot step, eluding the green shirt, and he just put his team back in this one.
Fiji wasn't happy about that try that South Africa did for them, so they answered right back with another try right next to the post.
Difference in strategy and different forms of the game as a conversion. The referee does the referee
in at the
conversion not good. The referee signals conversion not good. So it's 5-all.
That try for Fiji coming from Mariko.
End-to-end stuff. No one seems to be in front. And just before the half, Fiji get their tails up. 5-all the score as we go into this break.
So it's Fiji 7 from 1 try and 1 conversion. South Africa 5 from...
Leah, this is the match we expected. End-to-end stuff. Everyone's out there really doing their hardest, and great effort in attack and defense by these both teams.
Yes, Kelson, I must agree. Both teams are putting everything out on that pitch. There is back-to-back action. Both teams defending and attacking really well. Both teams are capitalizing on each other's mistakes. However, it's only one alone can come out victorious.
Relulu really leading from the front. Couple mistakes by Fiji, gifting South Africa the ball, but the stewardship from the coach Mario Schumann is going to try his best to use his World Rugby Sevens experience to really guide these boys home. But Fiji, and probably everyone back in Fiji, and Suva, the capital of Fiji, will be cheering their boys on, looking to see the gold medal match will be theirs. Just remember, last game in the round robin action, points is important as Fiji undefeated so far. South Africa trying to change that fact, because if South Africa are successful, it'll be 1 win for South Africa, 1 loss for South Africa, 1 loss for Fiji, and 1 loss for close rival Scotland. Getting us back underway, Fiji in the white and blue strips, South Africa in the green and white. And even though he scored 1 try today, that's number 13, Cupido, Fiji has done excellently to keep him quiet. But we gotta look out for the number 12 and Nero. He's been nifty, as well as number 6 and Kosi. They're gonna do their best to try to get South Africa back in front. 5-1. Guillaume is the number 9 is going to get us back on the way for this second half. 5-all the score. Kicks it nice and high. Tuigaloa is under it. 1 bounce into touch. It's Fiji ball, and he was expertly done there, just leaving the ball, because he would have been smashed by Stopperfort if he didn't. Line out time set piece is what the game is made of at times. is now wide, gonna get us back underway as Fiji walk into the line out. Gonna try the tall, rangy Ralulu. The ball eventually gets into Fiji's hands and the wraparound is successful. Fiji trying to go out wide. Spaces open up for the try scorer. And it's now wide, trying to go down the line himself. Great cover tackle, but the support is great. Fought by Kuritini. Kuritini gets the ball out. Free ball. Nawai tries to dink it through. South Africa eventually scoop the ball up. Dancing feet by South Africa, looking for support and eventually taken down. South Africa slowed the play down, looking for the room out wide. The ball hits the deck. Fiji first to make the contact and the ball is spilled. Fiji forcing the error and they'll get the put in.
That was excellent passenger play by both players there, with both teams there. Both teams have been doing excellent job. That was an excellent fielder play there by Fiji with the offload. That is the Fijian flair that you're seeing. All the senior national team, everybody played that kind of rugby. It's hard for South Africa right now to try to defend that, but they have been doing an excellent job on defense.
South Africa make changes. In comes Oliver as well as Bandenhorst. Fiji make a change. Lassie, he's gonna get a break, and in comes a nifty number 6, Rabuno. He's been really, really nifty, almost Jerry 2Y-esque in his play. He's been a handful, and he's gonna make himself a nuisance to this South African team. Kuritini is looking to come on in number 4 for Fiji on the next field of play. He's ready to anxious to get his duties in for his country. Excellent scrum, Rabuno on the ball, trying to get it out. Fiji just flirting with the ball, but that's what they do best, the show and go. South Africa counter-rucked well, turning the ball over, and the boys and the box get the ball in this breakdown. Great long pass, and South Africa's off to the races. It's a number 8 this time. Deirdre throws a long pass inside, trying to find Nero. Nero tackles the player without the ball, and Rabuno taps and goes. Counter-attack is Fiji's name, and Fiji looking for the pop back inside if they can. South Africa expertly get the ball back. Rabuno dancing on the outside, looking for Ravuiwasa. He collects it, dances with the South African defense, eventually bumping one back to the hands of Rabuno. Rabuno dancing, eluding his opposite number. Fiji just dancing with the ball and holding possession. Ralulu, the captain, offloads the ball, and there's space out wide if they can, and Fiji is streaking away. The number 11, Kariwaka, is going to stretch over for Fiji's second.
This has been a pull and tug with both teams. Both teams has been attacking and defending really well. However, Fiji have been using those offload that they are well known for, which gave them the upper hand on South Africa, which lead into the try for Fiji.
Kuriwaka, too nifty, too fast, and he just skinned on the outside. South Africa make a change. In comes Endelozi. He's going to come on to add extra speed to this team. It's very hot out here, as well as Fiji also make the change. In comes Ratuli Balavu, and he's going to come and add extra steps as the changes are running on.
Fiji
In comes Sarui Savoa. He's going to come on to add extra speed and strength. All teams emptying the benches, all left for dead. Last round in this group match encounter. Fiji number 1 seed, South Africa number 2 heading into this one, and South Africa needs a victory to keep themselves in the hunt for the gold medal match. Score 10 points to 5 in favor of Fiji. Undefeated so far in this tournament, as Kuritini gets us back under a nice high kick taken expertly by South Africa. He steps one, Fiji intercept Kuritini doing the great work. It's knocked back, says the referee. Eventually AR comes in to the rescue of South Africa. Fiji was off to the races if they didn't get that one, and be a scrum down to the boys in green. Kuriwaka getting a much needed rest. He did his shift for Fiji, streaking in the corner for Fiji's second try of this one. Less than 2 minutes in this encounter. South Africa need to get a score on the board. Jostled by the defense, and Rabunu did all he can, and it's basically a gift in the mouth or in the hand, for Fiji, and they are up 3-1.
South Africa just winning that rock there. However, Fiji just capitalized on South Africa's mistake.
Rabunu coming off the bench, doing all he can, pressuring South Africa, and he got the reward for the try in between the sticks. Corotini adds across the extra 2 points, 17 points to 5. Fiji over South Africa, just under 1 minute left.
Good conversion there coming from Fiji.
Fiji gets us back underway. Yet another skyscraper of a kick. The ball knocked back, says the referee. Knock on advantage playing South Africa, trying to get themselves in this solid contact at the breakdown. South Africa numbers wide if they can. Kick pass. Didn't go to hand, but advantage is being played. And Nero's going to get us back underway. Looking for support into the hands of his scrum off. And big hit by the referee. High tackle signal. The player just slipped in the contact. Nero gets us back underway. Looking for the speed out wide. Doesn't go to hand. And Lozi does well to get it with the foot. And he bumps off one. And he's looking for support. But wrapped up by Rabunu. Rabunu eventually gets him to the floor. South Africa looking space out wide if they can use it. Gilumi steps one, looks to pop it back inside and knocked down in the contact, and Fijian player Rabunu is off to the races. He'll be sitting down for 2 minutes on the bin. He'll have no further part to play in this one. South Africa take it quickly, go back in, big bump. All playing time is almost expired. Penalty again, not releasing, and it's all but done for South Africa. May not be able to get back in this one, just save and face. South Africa trying to utilize the ball out wide. Eventually it gets to Nero, and he walks across for South Africa's second.
That was great passage of work there from both teams. However, South Africa kept possession of that ball for a lengthy period there, causing Fiji to make a mistake where they went high and got a yellow card, which gave them the overlap on the outside, which was easy to execute and be able to get that try.
A little bit too late for South Africa. 17 points to 10 the score. The game done and dusted, and Fiji remain undefeated after round-robin competition. 17 points to 10 Fiji over South Africa. Next up on the last game for the round-robin competition, women's action, is Australia versus Fiji. We'll be back after the break.
So at the end of that match, which brings us to the end of the men's competition, the fifth round, to the round. of the women's competition, Australia and Fiji. Let's hear it for them.
Congrats.
And here we can see the next game, the athletes running onto the pitch. Fiji women, Australia women. Good early morning to everyone watching in Oceania. It is the wee hours of the morning across there, but I know that you are up and watching your teams compete. I'm Maria Thomas here with Robert Stone, bringing you this, the last match in the first half of the day.
Yeah, we're last game before we reach that dangerous medal round. These teams have put it all out there. Australia remaining undefeated. Fiji want to put their intentions down. So much pressure in these situations. These young athletes are performing so incredibly well. We'll see if they can pull it off here. Last game in round robin action.
1 and 2.
The ball is kicked off by Fiji and also collected.
Australia and Fiji.
That's Tonono, who was quick to retrieve the ball off the Fiji kickoff. Little consultation between the referees. Referee calls a knock on. There will be a scrum right in front of Australia's try line.
A rare error there from the Australian kickoff. Allows the Fijian player to take it all the way down to the 5-meter line. Able to force that turnover right before. But the coach is going to be livid with that. Not the start he wanted. Very interesting to see how they get out of this situation.
Australia get the ball out clean. They've passed it down the line, but now they found space through the middle. That's Davis barreling up. And she is going to do it all on her own. A full pitch run from number 6, Mackenzie Davis for Australia. 5 points.
Yeah, another player that's just been unbelievable this entire tournament. Mackenzie Davis, center. What a partnership she's formed there with her fly half. And of course the winger as well. Hala, just such a dangerous option out wide that Fiji had to make that drift, allowing Davis to cut right back inside and go the length of the field.
The teams are back in position. Australia kicking off to Fiji. Excellent catch from Tuivuya. Fiji keeping it controlled, coming out of the ruck. The ball's out and they're finding their hands down the line. Australia is keeping the pressure on. Now we're starting to see those offloads that Fiji is so well known for. Tonono again out on the wing. Australia just grabbing her by her ankles. Fiji now recycling the ball. They're coming the opposite direction. Big hug from Hala there in defense. Fiji now taking advantage of the penalty. The ball is ripped away by Australia. Cruikshank now carrying it into contact. Simmons now burning up the wing. Fiji looking to prevent her from getting under the sticks.
And what a play there by Australia. Their cover defense work just been exceptional all tournament. Eventually win the turnover in the middle of the park. Spun it there to number 4. That's Pippa Simmons, scrum half, who manages to go all the way down the right-hand side to score out wide, bringing the score to 10-0.
Try coming there from Piper Simmons.
Huge thank you to all of the ball retrievers who have been doing such great work, making sure that these conversion kicks can be made in a good timing, and the ball already ready at the center. Excellent conversion kick, 2 more points, bringing it the score line 12-0 in favor of Australia over Fiji.
Yeah, Australia has been so dominant in this tournament, but Fiji really came out here looking to put their marker down. One of the players been dominating on the wing, but cover tackle work has been so great. And here's Fiji again.
Naliva taking that into contact. Referee handing out a yellow card to number 1 for Australia. And Fiji getting ready to restart now. They have the overlap, 7 players to 6 with Australia. 1 player down with a yellow card. Australia trying to rip the ball, was held on by Fiji, so it's turned over. Australia now looking for some space. They may have found it on the wing with their number 7. That's Hala bending the corner. She looks for the sticks, but she says she'll take the 5. Touches it down.
Yeah, what a play there by Australia to adjust after that yellow card to number 1. That's Heidi Dennis who had to come off. But with Fiji with the man advantage, opted to try to truck it right up the middle. Australia able to adjust, make the tackle, counter-arc, stole the ball, spun it to the left. And who else but Hala to finish it off. Another try for her. She's had great 3 days. Putting her name up there for national selection, no doubt.
Unable to convert, so it's 17.
17 points to 0 in favor of Australia over Fiji. We are still in the first half of this match. Australia kicking off now to Fiji. They found a spot they like on the pitch. Great catch from Tuivuya. She finds her support. And that's the Kuyavalu who takes it into contact, draws the penalty. Fiji looking for that space out on the wing. They're drawing in the Australian defense. They've seen it and they're moving the ball out the opposite direction, trying to find that overlap. Driving forward, powerful legs, that's Naliva. And now Tuivuya, she's got it out on the wing. She beats one defender and she says, these 5 points are for Fiji, and touches it down.
How vital is that score right before half time? Tuivuya, number 12, makes it happen out wide. Australia doing so well defensively, but you could only make so many tackles. Somehow Fiji always getting one hand free. Just a cultural part of their game. Pushes it there. Well rewarded score for number 12.
Score remains 17 points to 5. Australia leading over Fiji. Fiji now kicking off to Australia. If Australia will want to increase the points differential, we can see Fiji lined up in defense.
Lots of time left in this game. Fiji can do something even in this first half. What a difference that'll be, but they've got to stop Australia now.
Fiji putting pressure on Australia, but they've found an overlap. That's Dennis with the ball. Great teamwork from Jin with the assist. Dennis putting another 5 points on for Australia.
Yeah, she just a second returned from that yellow card, instantly comes back on, and you see her influence on this team. She has been massive.
There's always a little bit of pressure after a timeout to come out and really feel you've made up. We are now at the halftime. The score is 24 points with a successful conversion to Australia, 5 points to Fiji.
Yeah, this tournament has been outstanding. All the teams playing each other going into that playoff game. This is exactly what Fiji would want right before the playoffs there, getting a taste. Australia just so dominant. Can anyone stop them? Well, we're going to find out very soon. Still a lot of time though. Fiji coach calming them down, speaking no rush, knows that they have time on the board. One quick try could change the complexion of this game, and of course the playoff implications. Australia, same level of confidence. They have such a deep bench as well. Are they going to look to make some changes, keep some fresh legs for the finals? Well, we're about to find out.
As you can see, 3 huddles in the pitch. Fiji, Australia, and the referees. Referees, the MVPs, making sure that the games play fairly, smoothly. Also doing a great job making sure to communicate with these players. Again, this is the Commonwealth Youth Games. The quality of rugby we're seeing here makes us forget how young these players are, but they are indeed developing and looking to continue their rugby careers, moving on, representing their senior national teams. Of course, this is possibly a first national cap for many of them. Such an honor to represent their respective countries.
Yeah, it's been really great seeing these referees, this whole fraternity working together, incorporating a lot of the local refs as well. Such a growing opportunity for our fraternity. And you're seeing the influence, seeing the professionalism that is required to have a tournament at this level.
Again, as we wait for this Australia kickoff to Fiji. Good morning. I am sure many of you have set alarms to get up early, and some maybe have stayed up all night to support your teams watching on the live feed. Fiji now with the ball in hand. That's Tuivuya on the wing, looking inside. Oh my goodness, the ball just getting forward there. It's knocked forward, says the ref, so it's a scrum in favor of Australia. They will be happy to have a scrum now just inside Fiji territory.
Yeah, Fiji playing with intentions. They want that early score. They think they could get back into this game. So they might have forced it just a little bit, but it is in nature. So many times it comes off, I can't blame them. But it gives Australia a great scrum right in the Fiji half.
Australia using the line, looking for space. That's Hala, and she finds a space. She had her support.
How many times have we called her name today?
Hala and Hills working really well out there on the wing. Pulling the Fiji defense and keeping their options open. And that has been very successful, resulting in another try just now for Hala.
Yeah, every day of the tournament I've been calling this name, Hala, over and over. Just keeps on scoring. Such a deadly weapon to have out wide, and she's been combining so well with centers. It seems that no matter who they bring on the pitch, she just reads and plays and flows right off them. And if Australia are going to come out on top in this tournament, she's going to be one of the big reasons why.
Warretta is successful with that conversion kick, bringing the score 29 points, Australia 5 points, Fiji. Fiji now firing off that ball. Great work. Australia with the pressure. They've turned it over. Australia looking for space, but the ball is kind of bubbling around, not making it to hand. Now, Australia's number 9, Burke, she's got it in hand, and she finds, well, they've actually had a great teamwork there, resulting in the try. It was finally Warretta who touched it down, but it definitely made it through some Australian hands there to avoid the Fiji defense.
Yeah, very, very impressive there. Hills actually was one who came up defensively on the wing there for Australia, applied so much pressure for Fiji, managed to get that turnover, spun it back, and again Dennis makes that break on the right hand side, gets her hand free, inside pop, the Sporting player who scored again, and Australia starting to push away a little bit. Doesn't look like they got the conversion, so it looks like the score remains 36-5 in favor of the Golden Girls.
Bernardo coming onto the pitch now for Fiji. The kick from Australia does not go 10. Fiji plays it. There was a knock forward from Australia. Fiji's ball.
Yes,
referee just marking out the spot for the scrum. Fiji had made a couple of changes. Fresh legs coming onto the pitch and getting in position for this scrum.
Yeah, so important. Again, the coaches step up now. One more big game coming up.
Sagati putting in the ball for Fiji. Big drive from Australia. Ref says in and out, so she's going to take the scrum again. You see Sagati moving very quickly to retrieve the ball. Australia putting a lot of pressure. They have a powerful scrum and are working to drive Fiji backwards to steal the ball. Good scrum! Ball is poached by Australia. They were able to drive and get it. They found their winger, that's Hills. Now they're moving it back the opposite direction on the pitch. They're trying to tire out Fiji's defense line, moving back and forth. The ball is fumbled. It's on the ground. The ref says that was a knock-on from Fiji, working to defend and turn it over. But the scrum will be in favor of Australia.
Yeah, unbelievable pressure by that Australian scrum. Number 12, Caitlin Halsey. Since she's come off the bench, she's looked incredible. So much dominance, so much power going forward.
Fiji, great hands keeping the ball without dropping it, but it did end up being a forward pass. That means another scrum. We saw this in previous games as well. The pack working really hard in these sevens matches. A lot of scrum work. Really great play from the forwards. Of course, this all to open up opportunities for the backs to work their magic. And here we see Hala coming down again. She finds Hills, and Hills is on her bike. She's racing down the wing. She's able to curve inside. Bulieka is trying to stop her from touching between the sticks.
And it's try number 7 from...
So well deserved by Hills as well. She's had a great tournament coming on as those finishers, and every time she does has a massive impact, getting herself on the score sheet once again.
Great try from Hills. Good positioning for Australia's Moleka, who's taking this kick, and it is successful. 2 more points to Australia.
Yeah, only about 42 more seconds. 43-5 to Australia. Australia really showing their class. Every member of their squad just comes on and contributes every game so far. It's been a masterclass.
Deep kick from Australia is bobbling back, well collected by Fiji. Fiji running into the Australian defenders. That was Socorro. Took 2 defenders to take her down. Massive rucking from Fiji. They want to make something happen before this game completes. Here we see Fiji coming up the wing. Sagati sending the ball out, looking for players on the wing. Tuivuya now with the ball in hand. She's looking for her support. She finds it. That's Koneleloma. She's taking the ball into contact. It's bubbling on the grass. It's advantage playing for Australia. Australia say that will be the game and kick it into touch. Referee blows the final whistle.
And the end of that second period.
And the result of that game favorable for Australia. 43 points over 5 for Fiji.
Yeah, excellent game. Congratulations to both teams. See them in the playoffs, and I'm sure we'll have that information for you shortly. Thanks for tuning in and supporting us here in Tobago. We're having a great time. If you're in the area, come on down to Shore Park. It is playoff time, and medalists soon to be announced.
And you are watching Rugby Sevens. We are at Shaw Park in Tobago. These are the Commonwealth Youth Games, Trinbago 2023.
Between Trinidad and Tobago.
We'll be back after lunch.
Medal match, men, South Africa and Canada, and in the men's gold medal match we'll see Fiji and Scotland.
If you know, then you know, buddy.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it Bella Fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new, and especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
You have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around the entire area. You have this huge amount of biodiversity and liveliness of the entire water that surrounds the island. We also do bioluminescent nighttime tours, which are like an escape into the deep, dark secrets of this, glowing phenomenon. It's like this almost cosmic effect. It's just something to be seen.
I know everybody in the village, and everybody know me. That is the nice thing about here.
Tobago is used to the extended family. There was always a grandmother, aunt, uncle. There was always love.
We eat and we drink, we laugh, and everything together.
Tobago, in one word to me, beautiful. Beautiful place to live.
It gives me great pleasure to be in Tobago and do what I do.
The sunsets here are probably bar none some of the nicest I've seen.
I would describe Tobago of one of the clean, serene, and the best place that anyone could come. Be easy, be happy, and have a good time. There is nothing to compare to.
This little dot called Tobago exists, and come visit.